Hey everyone, welcome to Clumsy Panda channel. If you're new here, I'm Jeff, and today we're diving into an exciting topic, rigging with Python. Whether you're an inspiring game developer, a seasoned animator, or just someone curious about the magic behind smooth character movement, this tutorial. By the end of the video, you'll have a solid understanding on how to create a rig script in Python. Trust me, it's not as much complicated as it sounds, and it's going to open up a whole new world of possibilities for your project and your future project. Let's get our environment set up. For this tutorial, we'll be using Maya and of course Python. If you haven't already, make sure you have Python installed on your machine. I'll also include a link to where you can download Python and install it. Now let's jump to the fun part, coding. We'll start with the basic rig script. Don't worry if you're new to Python or scripting. I'll walk you through each step. By the end of this series, we will have a character fully rigged. First, we'll import our library. For example, using import Maya command as FC. That import our library. What else can we do? Let's say we want to create a group and we wanted to give it a name also. So first we can define what the group is. So let's just say my group, I'll just shift it, shorten it for GRP underscore foot. All right, this is gonna be the foot joint, and of course I'm gonna define it with a suffix underscore GRP. That's gonna be my suffix. So I'm done with the suffix, so I already know what the group is going to be. So now if I go ahead and create a group, now let's just say group, and I'll create two groups, so it makes it easier for you to actually to understand this. So we'll create two groups. So let's just say group GRP. It's still going to be the foot, but it's going to be the offset foot. So let's just go ahead and create the offset foot, and we're also going to give this one another suffix underscore offset GRP. Okay, we have one group and we have another group, and we're going to name it, and we're also going to give it a name of GRP. So we can define a name too. So let's just say we want to define the name that we want to do. We can define name group, name of the group, and we define the name of the group. Let's say foot. So now that we have defined the name, we have a group, we create another group, and then we define the name. So now let's say group 1 MC created. I'm using the Maya commands right here, the MC command, so I know I'm pulling everything from there. So we're going to create a group, and we're going to create the empty group. So EM, or you can write the whole word empty. So we're going to create an empty group, and now we want it to give the name of the group. So the name of the group that we choose, it's right over here. So we already define it. Now we can say name underscore group plus. Now we want group 1 to be the one with the GRP, and we want the second group to be the offset. So the plus GRP underscore foot. Right here, we just create that group. We create the group and we want it to be empty. From that emptiness, we said, okay, the name of the group, we wanted to call it foot. After you call the foot, I want to add a suffix, which is the GRP. And if we want to create the second group, we can say group 2. Go MC that group. Of course, we are creating 2 empty group. So equal true. So we want it to be empty, and we want to name it. We also going to name it the same. So it's gonna be group plus. This time it's gonna be GRP offset foot. So if we run this, you'll notice I have 2 groups. The first one, it would be group foot underscore GRP, and the second one is foot offset underscore GRP. Let's add something to it. Let's just say we want to add it under foot GRP. We can do that too. So let's just say, now we can say, okay, we can parent the very first group to the second group. So we could say parent group group 2 under group 1. Now if we run it again, you'll notice that group 2 is parented under group 1. We're gonna be learning all these little techniques that's make Python a Python. We're going to dive deeper. FK, IK control, constraint, aim constraint, pole vectors, all this we're going to be creating directly from Python. So I will take it one step at a time, creating by section, so you understand what part are you doing. So by the end of this tutorial, so we'll have a window that contain all the scripts. We'll have a place where we can import our character, or whichever character that you have. We'll have a place to edit those joints. So if I import a rig, I can edit the rig. You'll have a understanding how to placement your rig into. We'll have the ability to mirror those joints. We'll have the ability to reset, to do all this, and after we're done, we'll have the ability to build the rig, to actually create those windows. We'll have the ability to delete, freeze those transformation, orient those joints. We'll have the ability to actually edit those joints, orient those joints properly. We'll have the ability to make an IK and build those IK from that. We have the ability to build the IK. The IK joints will have the ability to build even all the IK and FK. So this is what's waiting for you on this tutorial. It's going to be extensive and it's going to be a lot of work, but bear with me, it is going to be fun. I'm going to use Visual Studio, and you can use anything that you want. Sublime is good. So the first thing that we're gonna do is importing our Maya command. So once we got our Maya command, oops, making sure it is Python. Let's rename it. Pine. There we go. Alright, so we got our Maya, import Maya. Now we ready to start with the script. We'll define a function, you would say. So let's go ahead and define the function. Make joint, which because we're all going to be creating a biped, like, just so you know, you have a understanding what joints you want to create. So we'll, of course, this one will define, and within the tutorial I'll try to comment much as possible, as much as possible. I might not doing a good job, but you can leave me a comment and say, hey, you did promise you're gonna do that, but no, don't do that. So we're going to define the position of the joints. Oops. So we're going to define the position of the joints as we go. We can start with root. So we know we're gonna need root. We also bind, of course. Again, I'm going to do a very basic one. So you'll have something like this. So again, we did say we're going to define the position of the joints. Right now, let's keep it like this. So we don't want to define it yet, since we don't know what the position we're going to be. So right now we're just gonna leave it. We're just gonna create all the joints that we wanted to create, and then we're gonna see what the position that we wanted to create. And if you have a character in mind, you can actually have the character be there with a different editor. I like to open it in Maya, so Maya will always update it. So this is what we just did. Be easier for you to see exactly what's going on. So that we have our we define all our joints, what joints we're going to. Now we're going to create those, of course, joints. So this is we'll define what joints is for joint position, which we're looking for in joint position right here. We'll just cut that. Let's see what. Select. So it's gonna be select each one. Make sure it's clear first. Oh, no wonder. What's going on? All right, good. Joints. Now we get what joints is. So we know it's going to be joints. is going to be joint. Maya doesn't understand joints. Joint. We're going to go get the position. And then the name of the joints. So I'll comment something here for you. Clear any selection that it's selected. Whatever selected. Alright, so we have create our joints. Let's parent one. Let's give one of them the information. So we wanted parent the spine with the. Let's parent the spine in the root joint. So we'll just parent. So the same technique that we use when we create the example of group, we can do the exact same thing here. So we'll just say joint. So now we give it an information. So it's gonna be joint. So it's gonna be spine 1. So we have spine 1, and we wanted to do what? To parent it into spine 2. I mean root. Just like so. All right. I think we should be good now. So I added the parent. You'll notice that it is parented now, and also we did put the position, because the position, that's what it's looking for. So right now we don't know what's what. So if we run this, we'll have a bunch of joints right in the middle of our scene, and we'll notice that we'll have all the joints created. So what we can do, we can start populating these with numbers that we want. So we'll just say 10, let's say 12, 14 for this, 16 for neck. Again, it's not the proportion that I would go with, but like that's something that you need to figure out how you want it, what the proportion of your character. You can play around with these numbers too. So it's like easier for me to just like go ahead and just type these numbers. So now if we go ahead and save it and run it in Maya. Oops. We should definitely do so as you can see now, we have the spine, we have the spine 2, neck, and head. So all of them so pretty much ready to go. So we can go ahead and start putting some numbers. All right, we are there. As you can see, all the numbers are there. Power of editing, love it. And so now we're ready to run this. So if we try to run it, you'll notice that we have our skeleton. Beautiful. This is for the quick lesson. Next lesson, the part 2 is going to be knowing how to do a window for your personal project. Store the rig joints into a file where we can tell Maya to come up and pick up the skeleton that I want, and I can keep adding skeleton on that folder, and then it will populate with the skeleton. And that's what we're going to be doing in part 2. Like, if you remember, you can define a curve, or you can create a curve however you want. A group folder, you can even create a inner curve, and place it right here. We can even like tell Maya to define what if there is a curve inside here. I want to place the character into the curve, and then we'll just have something like this, and like something like this, just to get you where you need your character to be. All right, so thank you for sticking with me through this tutorial. I hope you're excited about rigging with Python as I am. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more game development and animation tips. If you have any question or topic you'd like me to cover, drop them in the comment below. Until next time, keep creating and happy rigging.